Hi guys, welcome back to Master Hutch Gaming. This is Master Hutch here. I am in a really good mood because this was one of my last matches. Actually, this was the last one I just did, but I'm still going to play a little bit more tonight, maybe see if I can get some more good footage. But yeah, so we got a really well-rounded team here. They got a tank, they got front line, they got quite a few front lines, and then they got an ADC. And then we've got a very peculiar team. We've got 3 supports and an assassin and an ADC. I'm just going to say that it goes way better than I thought it would. So I was testing the build, and I was pretty confident in it because I tried something similar the round before, and it went really well. So I just wanted to change up one item, which was the boots, because I wanted the speed boots back again, because I was out of mana the entire game pretty much, but I was building it back quick enough to be able to do everything I needed to do. So here it is. I cleared the first lane. I saw there was 2 people in middle, but I'd already cleared the wave, and I saw Diggie was coming that way, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go help push a little bit more, help him. I wanted to help keep Karina alive a lot, because if she can help finish, then we could really get through this and destroy the enemy. So, yeah, I saw that chain coming. I knew it was coming, so I just wanted to distract him, get him to burn it up so we could push a little bit more. I'm kind of the floater. I'm going through most of the lanes, trying to push it where we needed it, and with 3 supports like this, it usually doesn't go well. But if you can play right and you put your cards where they need to be, you can actually do extremely well. And so what we were doing was I was floating around and trying to pick up wherever the slack was at. I would try to help push that, and I was pushing mid because I wanted to get Diggie out of there and stop the lane from taking our turret. But I was heading to Claude to begin with, and Claude eventually moves to mid where I wanted him to be to begin with. So I gave him a little bit of health. I tried to keep him off of him, and he decided to push with me. He was like, "Oh, cool." So I decided to start attacking, and he came with me, so I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and just keep pushing a little bit. Since Claude is, feeling confident enough in his skills, we'll do this, we got this. And, I kept poking him and annoying him and making him really angry with us. I was kind of tanking a little bit, the best I could. It's really early game, so it's okay to tank a little bit. Right here, I was tanking that, and, I don't know why it went that way. Instead of walking towards, I was just trying to lead it a little bit away, so I was like, give up on that for a minute, and he didn't want to, but I was trying to convince him to give up on it so we could clear the wave. That way it would keep them distracted instead of coming after us for the crab. It would have been nice if the crab hadn't went back to its spot and healed back up. And I healed him up, told him to head on back. And I came over back to mid to help with a bit of initiative. I took a bunch of those hits, trying to draw aggro the best I could. I kept healing everybody when we needed it. It was just all around a pretty good game. I'd seen Kaja coming, that's why I was just timing that perfectly to be a bit of a nuisance to him. And I was just floating back and forth between different lanes, trying to see where I was needed. Right there, I was just pausing, trying to look at the map a little bit, see what was going on. I decided to annoy him a little bit more than normal. I was hoping Diggie might get him, but with those little shock orbs, he wasn't able to get to him in time. So I figured, okay, I'll just go help Claude again. I'd seen Nano was in trouble down there, but there was nothing I could have done to get there in time. And for some reason, that stun didn't work. That frustrated me when that stun hadn't worked like it was supposed to. But yeah, we so far have not let them take any of our turrets. We've actually gotten some decent initiative. I helped Claude get this because I wanted Claude to get money really quickly. The faster he could get money, the better. And I didn't move that time because I didn't want to risk it, taking back like it had done the first time. So I just decided not to move that time and just finish it off. I went back get some mana because I had the mana boost, but I was too slow for my own liking. So I ended up putting on the regular, my speed boots, and they started taking middle. I think Diggie went helped out bottom, which was okay. I've been kind of mostly floating between top and mid. I did help bottom once, I think, early game, maybe not, maybe I didn't. But I do go down there next after clearing this wave. because Claude was managing well, and I'd seen that everybody was going bottom at that point because there was nobody top, nobody mid. That told me, okay, everybody's bottom, and I need to go help stop that. So I decided, okay, let's head to bottom this time. I'd actually seen Franco's orb because Nana must have gotten near him. I thought Melina would have. I thought Nana would have Melina right there, but she hadn't. Or at least it was too late for me.
You have been slain.
I guess she had cooldowns that I hadn't noticed or something, but yeah, that didn't go as well as I was hoping it would. But they were able to help get me those assists on that, which was great, because, you know, we don't have a tank, so at that point, me getting hooked, it was kind of okay. I almost survived it, just barely died, which was okay. I mean, you know, it's a bit of annoying, a bit of a nuisance, but it didn't set me back too far than I already was. You know, I've been helping everybody clear most of the lanes, so I was doing really well on money. I came here and I decided that I didn't want them to take the turtle from us, so I figured at this point the best thing to do is just let them focus on me, because we don't have a tank. So I figured the best thing to do at that point was to play tank and be the nuisance that they want to chase. So I let them lower me so they'd want to chase me, and I knew I had my speed ups and slowdowns. You know, I'm just trying to make sure that everybody that's a little lower than I am, or maybe not quite as low as I am, but a little squishier, not as able to be as mobile. You know, I was just being the nuisance that, you know, trying to tank without tanking. So, you know, she tossed out Melina. I was like, perfect. Yeah, I thought that Franco was in that bush, so I was trying to convince him to hook, but I realized he wasn't there, so I was like, enemy missing, you know. And that worked out perfectly, because she ended up Melinaing him. I ended up missing that last strike that I was hoping to kill him off, but I was able to get the healings on, getting back into the turret to scare him off. And at that point, I was trying to help get us both the heal, but I missed. So what I was trying to do was split them up so that Nana could survive, because she has this thing. And I was like, okay, so the next way to get them off of my team is to push this lane. So I started pushing, you know, I cleared it up real quick. I wanted to help get out of there a little bit, and Diggie showed up, so I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and see if we can push this a little bit. I saw Nana escaped. I was so glad, because that was my whole thing of playing around down there for a minute, was I was wanting to make sure that Nana got out. Like I said, I'm kind of playing the tank. I was like, let's go ahead and steal this turret. I don't know if Claude ever ended up going. I thought Claude was supposed to have been mid. I was planning on Claude being mid, and I was going to be the floater, but things don't always work out as you hope they do. And for some reason, he just kept escaping that. And then with this, I healed just in time to escape dying on that. They drew enough attention that he ended up going after them. So I escaped with literally the skin of my teeth. Right here, I was actually looking at that turret, this one up here, because I wanted to see how much was there. So I wasn't as fast as I wanted to have done, but I was perfectly fine with that. You know, I decided to pick up the initiative on this lane since nobody was there at the moment. I saw Karina was getting the buff, so I was like, let me go ahead and let her get that. I'll keep him annoyed a little bit, hopefully keep him out of our jungle. Melina got hit. Melina hit the Franco, which was great, because I knew he was there. I just hadn't had a chance to get him. And then when she jumped in, I didn't realize she didn't know he was there. So I did the best I could. I froze everybody and stunned them, and we ended up getting a perfect initiative on this. We got a kill out of that. Nobody of our team died, because I had that well-placed stun, which was, I was just kind of praying that would work, and it ended up working perfectly. Ended up stealing that, ended up getting after the Bruno. I think he got away on this one. No, he didn't, because I ended up speeding up Karina. So she dove in, took him out. I wanted to make sure he didn't escape, so I had already shot that, which was perfectly fine. I didn't even mind losing out on that. And I saw Leo's thing, so I didn't have my stun yet. I used it, so there was nothing I could really do. Melina tried to save Karina the best he could, or the best she could. And I was pretty much dancing circles around Leo most of the game. I had got my stun back in time on that one to be able to actually finish that off. I tried to save Claude with like everything I had, but I had already used my stun. And Franco hooked him after Kaja had him. It was just too much damage for any kind of squishy to survive. Right there, I was like, you know what? I'm out of mana. Let me go ahead and hit back, get some stuff going. I decided to put on my ice first because I was thinking of putting on the flame sword first, which gives a lot of extra attack, magic damage, and HP. And I decided that, you know what, I need to be a little more mobile since I am moving left and right and left through all the different lanes. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't too far ahead, but I didn't want to be too far back either. Because if I'm too far ahead and I slow them, they won't do any good. So I started slowing them down, speeding us up, slowing them down, speeding us up. You'll see more of it a little bit later. I tried to get Diggie out. Diggie pulled off his ultimate, which was perfect. And then I got the double kill there because for some perfect reason, Kaja came back as I was dropping my stun, and it took them both out. I was so excited when that happened. I was like, yeah. I was hoping to be able to go in there, and I was like, you know what? I'm not a tank like I usually am. Claude hit it a few times, so I just waited for the line to come through. I healed us up to give us as much of a buffer. Right here, I didn't want them to go in, and they decided to keep pushing. I said retreat, they didn't want to, and I get hooked. I was the one that got hooked. It was a little frustrating because I told them retreat, and I should have just left them, but I was not wanting to do that because my healing was needed to keep the team alive. Yeah, see, there was a good team wipe right here because I wasn't exactly playing tank, but I was working on making sure that they couldn't keep up with our team. So they had a far destroying team wipe right here. Everybody got taken out. Everybody was dead. I was like, crap, that's the end. We're gone. We're done. And then I spawned in. I was like, maybe we can stop this. They didn't push. I thought they would have all jumped into that turret, so I jumped in with my stun. Diggie hooked in with his stuff. I was doing the best I could to stop him from taking the turret, and Diggie stopped them from slowing us down, so I took complete advantage of that one. Nana comes in just in time to get the finishing off on Leo. A lot of the initiatives we'd lost, we ended up getting right back because we ended up taking out one of their heavy hitters. Not that Cho's not a heavy hitter, not that Bruno's not a heavy hitter, but Leo was my biggest fear on their team because of his horse and everything. I'd seen him taking buff, but I was like, you know what? Just let them get that. I don't care. Let's get a little money and we'll get going about our day. Diggie caught on to that. They didn't speak any English. I was on the voice chat. I was talking to Claude a little bit. He never ended up going to mid like I was hoping he would. But, that's okay. He ended up pushing later in the game, which is like here now. You can see he started making sure that he kept gating initiative into mid, which was what I wanted from the get-go. And I saw that guy. I was like, I don't want to get hooked, so let me stop that from happening. Diggie had him perfectly messed up. Claude comes in, perfect timing. I'm trying to make sure that they get the kills, not me, because I'm doing pretty darn well. I got hit really bad with a hook again. That hook got me a couple of times. I was frustrated with it, but I had to take what I had to take. I think Nana survives this one, which is good. Oh no, she doesn't. But that's okay. Karina's alive. She's going out there. She's getting buffed up. She's getting her money that she needs. Part of the funky thing is that me and Claude are the higher people in the game right now, mainly because I was floating around, and Karina was doing really good with kills, but she was kind of afraid to go in because there's no tank, and her skills are designed to have somebody attacking first, and then she swoops in and finishes them off. I took out that lane. I decided, they're getting a little too clustered on our team, so I wanted to go up to this up here. Oops, that was not intended to do. I came up to this lane up there, finished clearing them out for a minute, which was okay. It's not like there was anything massive going on. For some reason, Franco wasn't attacking Diggie. I didn't even know Franco was in that bush. I cleared out that one, and I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and get us a little bit more initiative, we can make that the best I could. It would help out, at least in the long run. But when I'd seen somebody die, I was like, crap, let me get back there again. I think I must have ended up getting him. I saw Bruno over there, so I figured I'd hit him, slow him down. I ended up missing on the stun. But Karina was able to get in there and get those kills that we needed. I'd seen Kaja coming up the side, and so I was like, you know what? Nope, not today, buddy. I didn't think he'd go that way, but that was okay because I was able to slow him again. Karina secured the kill. I got Karina out of there. Diggie ended up picking up the aggro on Cho for that moment, and then this is here where I was just dancing around Leo. And I did not want Karina to die on that. I felt really bad because I did not think she would die, and she ended up dying. I cleared a lot of this lane, hoping that it would get Cho's attention because I saw they were doing load. But Cho was hopping around. I saw him hop over there. I was like, oh crap. But we ended up getting rolled anyway. Cho ends up getting away here because I'm trying to hop around and get to him, but he flickered in and out and out and in. And I'd seen him go in. I tried to hit Franco with that and I missed. I totally friggin' missed, which was agitating. And I really wanted to get him, but I couldn't. So I was like, you know what, Franco, you're not getting away. I was tired of his hooks. So I just started nailing him. Kaja comes up. Nana had that perfectly placed Marina, and her ultimate was perfectly placed. So we were able to get Nana out because we killed off Franco, and I just kind of chased this dude. And when Leo showed up, I was like, oh crap, I've got no mana to be able to fight this. And Nana, I healed her and helped her get out, which was great. But she ran back in, I'm like, oh crap, what are you doing? But I saw Diggie had come back, so I was like, okay, this is what's going on here. I took Leo's attention just enough to be able to get the enemy out, but it wasn't enough. I saw Cho was in the bush, so I dropped that, took him out. I did not want to get hit by that thing because I did not want him healing up. He was not debuffed on his heals. So I did not, and I'm out of mana here, so I'm like trying to hit this stuff properly. Nana finishes him off, I'm like, yeah, boy. Oh man, I was so excited when that happened because I was like, crap, he's going to get away. I didn't have much mana. And at that point I started playing a little more carefully because I definitely didn't want to get hooked. I couldn't die at this point. I had to clear these lanes. So I wanted to make sure I was in there in this right positionings, not too close to Franco to get hooked. It's just me over here on that end. So, I mean, when Diggie comes back, it'll be useful, but he had a little bit of a cooldown still. I'd seen Nana, so Nana helped me with a bit of farming again because I was like, we gotta farm up. Nana had the crab, which I never even got a crab in this one. I was giving it to everybody else. I'd seen that she was over there, but I didn't want to steal that. I needed her to get up to level 15, so I was like, okay, let me just finish clearing this minion wave. She got to 15 because she got close enough to it. I had seen Franco run into the bush. I did not know that Cho was there, but somehow we ended all walking away from that, taking out everybody. Just some really well-placed moves. I was trying to tank a little bit, get a little bit of aggro on my end, a little bit of aggro on their end. I saw Karina jumped in, I was like, oh crap, make sure that she gets out of there. So I ran in there with her. I saw she was going to get hurt, and I was like, oh gosh, please let her live, so I ended up helping her clear that turret. But then I just finished getting my last item, which boosted my HP up a lot. I should have went back to base, but I was like, you know what, nah, let's not bother wasting our time. My HP's coming back up. I had my healing spell already ready, so I ended up stunning him, slapping him, and they all dove in to finish him off as we get the final hit on the base. And yeah, that was one of the funnest matches I had, just because when you're the underdog and you're not expecting to win, and everything goes perfectly right, it makes you a little bit more excited than normal. Like, I loved that I was dancing around Leomond. I had the anti-heal on to prevent him and Bruno from healing back up. So it worked out really, really well. I'd seen that Kaja also had the healings as well, but mine, I had 10 from that, and I also had 10 lifesteal from that. So every time I was dropping my slow, I was also able to heal up a little bit, and then I also had my actual heal. So I was able to keep them from healing themselves while healing myself up, because they, for some reason, didn't put on the anti-heal whenever they're facing a healer. Some people just don't have the greatest intelligence when it comes to these games. Yeah, but this was the build I was working on. At first I had the mana boots, but I wasn't moving fast enough. So I ended up swapping over to the speed boost, which was actually perfect because it gave me what I needed to be able to keep up with everything. And it also allowed me to escape Leomon whenever he was even on his horse. And with all the extra HP from the item Blood Wings, I was able to get a lot of extra beefiness, kind of being like a tank. I was so glad that I'd seen Nana had gotten that as well. I hadn't realized that she had, but it made it a lot easier because I wasn't the only one anti-healing. It was also why Bruno and Leomond weren't able to get any really good initiatives, because we were all pretty much at the right place at the right times, preventing them from getting their heals and getting their kills and what they needed to get good. I ended up finishing that match with the most most money in the bank. I didn't farm much, but I guess because of my 22 assists, I was getting extra money on top of everything else. Karina surprisingly had the second smallest amount of HP minus our Diggie, which, I mean, I guess all things considered, she had a rough time because she's not really designed for something like that. But yeah, it worked out really well. I ended up doing, I think, the second most. Yeah, Nana ended up getting the most damage, which was A-okay. I didn't get as close to as many turrets as I wanted to, but I was playing the float, where I was the one going between different lines and preventing them from getting any really good initiatives, keeping our team alive. And it actually ended up working out for the best because our Claude was able to rip through their turrets like they didn't exist. As you saw, Karina ended up taking out a couple turrets of herself. She dove in, took them out, and, I helped her with that one. Nana did some decent turret damage, and even Diggie did some turret damage. Me, I only did 6%, but I was also, besides Diggie, the second tank. I took 22% of the damage, while Diggie took 24%. But all in all, we ended up working together really well. It was just a really fun match. It worked out better than I had actually imagined. I mean, at the beginning, Karina was being a little toxic, and I was just like, look, don't be toxic. We got this. Just have fun. Play your best, and who knows, maybe we'll win. And in the end, we ended up winning. And, Karina didn't give any thumbs up or anything, which, who cares? They were probably just more angry that we didn't play the role that they wanted. Instead, we played the roles that we wanted, and we ended up winning anyway. And it turned out to be a really good game, and we had a lot of fun. At least I had a lot of fun. I can't speak for them. But yeah, don't be toxic. Stop being toxic. If you see a hero you don't like say you're playing with Layla, just protect her a little better. We all know that she has bad mobility, so guess what? Your job at that point should be to help make sure that she doesn't feed. Or this case where we didn't have a tank. Darn, we had a good healer though. We had a strong healer, and we had a lot of crowd control. We had a lot of damage on all of us. We did pretty equal amounts of damage. Diggie's crowd control helped out. Nana's crowd control helped out. Claude there, he bursted down every turret he could get to. I kind of wish I'd helped him more get to turrets, but all in all, it ended up working out really well for how it worked out. So yeah, just because you don't like what everybody else picks, let them pick who they're good with. Let them play Quit complaining, quit being negative, quit being toxic. That's why people end up getting frustrated and losing, because the toxicity ends up frying their brain. They can't focus on the game because they're too angry, too pissed off. Guess what? It's like a psychological warfare. Your brain ain't focusing, and if you're not focusing, you're not going to play right. If you stay calm, you stay focused, you just have fun and go about your day and do what you do, you'll still do great. It's not all about having the perfect team. It's about having fun. Minus the mage, they still had a pretty darn good team. And I'm pretty sure if they had a mage, that probably would have screwed us over a little bit, because mages are a lot harder to stop than a bunch of front lines against a bunch of long-range heroes. Karina was our only frontline hero, and technically she's definitely not a frontline hero. So, in the long run, not always is a perfect team going to help out in a game. But yeah, don't be toxic. Keep your head up. Have fun. Do what you do, and just go about your day. In the end, look at this. We walked away with 36-21, and we had 3 supports, an assassin and a mate, and an ADC doing the tower bursting. So in the long run, you may say that, like, crap, we don't have a tank, we don't have a this, we don't have a that, darn, we're going to lose, but is that a guarantee? No, you don't know how well the person plays. I've seen people fuss at Layla for picking Layla. You know what I end up doing? I pick a tank that I can use to defend Layla, or I'll pick a mage or a healer like her, where I can make sure that I can slow the enemies down and keep them away from my Layla, instead of just saying, you know what, screw you, Layla, you're going to feed, you're crap, you're trash, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. No, just play as a team, be a team, fight as a team. In the end, you should be able to come out on top as long as you work together and stop fighting. If you're fighting amongst yourselves, you turn a 5 versus 5 into a 1 versus 9. And you're not going to win a 1 versus 9. You'll never win a 1 versus 9. So keep your head on your shoulders, keep your mind straight, and play along. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Especially something like this where, everybody's being toxic, everybody's being rude and mean or things like that. Bad builds. They're not technically bad builds. as you see, it's not as bad as people think. If you play well and you work together well, guess what? You'll come out on top. But yeah, I'm actually just realizing that Nana had 40% in her gear, and that's kind of bad. I don't know what their emblem was, so maybe they didn't have cooldown, but most things with most emblems have 10% cooldown built into them. So I don't know if they didn't have the full 20, full 40 with their emblem, so I'm guessing but that was why I ended up switching to the movement boots, because with my 20 and my 30, I also had 10 for my emblem, which equals out to the full 40 that we're allowed to have. And then with these boots, and then this one, which gives the extra 7%, as you see. Oh, I can't do it in with this? No, I guess not. With this, though, there's the 7% movement speed, as well as the mana, the lifesteal, and the magic. But it also had that slowdown effect. So with Rafaela's first skill, she automatically slows them down when she hits them. And when you combo it with this move, that makes it to where they slow down a lot more. Leomon on his horse is extremely fast when he gets on his horse, but he couldn't keep up with me even when he slowed me down, because I was slowing him double, and it was lasting longer than he could get it to longer than he could use to catch up to me, which is why I ended up walking circles around him on a couple of those fights that we had, and it was just beautifully perfect how it all worked out. But yeah, stay motivated, keep your head up, stop being toxic, because we don't need people like that. When you're toxic like that, nobody wants to play with you. Everybody just wants you out of the match. They just want out of the match. They end up giving up. And, yeah. So, yeah, just keep your head up, stop being toxic, guys. You got this. We all got this. As long as we play well and to our best abilities, who cares? Especially like this one where it was classic. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm going to say it again, just because I did it last time. Just because I did it doesn't mean I have to stop it. So, yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Have a good time, though. Talk to you later. Master Hutch, out.